y'all. Cole here, trans spirit indigo, a soul having a human experience. I'm transgender. What's going on, everybody? I'm back here with you today wanting to talk a little bit more about food. I recently made a video talking about food addiction, a little bit about food corruption. Didn't get very far into that. Just addiction to sugar, overcoming that, plant-based eating. So I still had my mind on that. And I've been incorporating a lot more plants into my life because if you watch the most recent video, I talked about how recently during the pandemic I started to eat cheese again for the first time in a couple of years, and I personally do not feel good. Whatever works for you, but I don't feel very good when I do dairy, especially cheese, as delicious as it can be. So I've been incorporating a lot more vegetables, I'm getting bit by mosquitoes, into my life and feeling a lot better already. And it's only been about a week of doing that. I mean, not to say I wasn't eating vegetables before, but there's a lot more cheese going into my life than I'd been used to. But the big difference between organic, healthy food and GMOs, oh my God, the big difference. Well, there's several big differences. But if we're talking, now what are we talking? Are we talking in regards to spiritual topics, ascension, or are we talking in regards to our body and health? Well, they all go together. They all intertwine, and it's all very important. Our bodies, they are our vessels, our cars, so to say, our souls. Our souls embody these meat suits that we're in, that it's, you know, it's all about loving the body that you're in. And that's been a very interesting journey for me personally as a transgender male. It's not always easy to do that. However, I have found that since I've ate more plant-based diet, I feel so much better. My body feels better, my mind, soul, spirit. The big difference between GMOs and high vibrational foods is the mood that you're going to be in. And since we're all made of energy and we all have an energetic vibration, when you're eating very high vibrational foods, greens, apples, bananas, fruits, nuts, when you're eating these kinds of foods, these living foods, your overall vibrational frequency is going to be higher than if you're eating nothing but processed GMO foods. There's just so much brainwashing that goes on into the food industry. It's crazy. I mean, between the advertising and the actual chemicals that they put into the food to get us hooked to it, it's nuts. But once you're hip to it and you realize what's going on, and you realize that you have the power to take your own power back and your body back, you know, you realize that they can't own your stomach. They want to buy your stomach space. Don't let them. Your stomach space is yours, and you get to choose what goes into it. So choose live vibrational foods. And it's all about balance. I'm not saying don't ever eat a piece of chocolate, but I'm a big advocate for fair trade chocolate, for clean chocolate, not the kind of, you know, conventional brand that has a bunch of additives and chemicals in there that, I mean, no, it won't kill you in a small dose, but over time, I mean, these foods, these conventional foods, these popular foods we all grew up with, they cause disease. They cause illness, diabetes, cancer. Yeah, it might take a while to get sick, but why would you want to do that to yourself? Just because, well, usually it's because people trust them. It's very sociopathic, you know. They get into people's minds, their subconscious minds, through commercial ads, you know, and it is what it is. And we can stand up and rise up against that by choosing what we buy and what we eat. There are lots of fair trade products, chocolates, teas, you know, candies that we can choose to purchase that, first off, haven't been made at the hands of, like, say, childhood slavery. Yeah, slavery in general, it goes on with the cocoa beans and stuff. There's a lot of corruption in the food industry, and eventually I'll make one video just about the corruption, but these days I've been doing my best to focus more on the light part of it, because I've already spent so much time I've already spent a lot of time studying the darkness and corruption of the food industry, and I've tried to just lead by example with that by eating healthier food, you know, sharing this with my friends. It's like I don't They know that I think that the food industry is corrupt, but instead of just constantly talking about it, I'm just like, okay, well, here's what I'm going to do about that corruption. I'm going to eat healthy, and I'm going to stop bitching about food industry, because I can't make them change, but I can change the way I eat. And I can share that with other people, and hopefully you'll change the way you eat for whatever works for you. I'm not saying, oh, don't eat meat, meat is murder. Well, I mean, there is murder going on with that, and I'm not a fan of meat, and I don't want to eat meat, but I'm not going to tell you not to eat meat. But I will tell you this: just if you can get it as clean as possible, and farmers, and I know everything's weird right now in the pandemic, but it's also a great time to grow your own food. My brother is currently just going to town on a garden and just growing a bunch of his own food, flowers. It's wonderful. So if you're homebound, like a lot of people are, grow a garden. I mean, what else do you have to do? You might have a lot to do. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the differences between the GMOs and the non-GMOs, because it's so important to me. I'm so passionate about this subject. There's a lot of corruption that lies within this whole thing with the GMOs, and I simply do not trust GMOs. I don't want to genetically modify myself. You see, you are what you eat. If you're going to eat mutated, genetically modified apples, you will become that genetically modified mutation. It changes your DNA. I mean, this is not just like, oh, it's organic's too expensive. Stop, please. Money is energy. What is it worth it to you to put the best of the best in your body? I'm not telling you to eat caviar for $100 a plate. I'm just saying buy organic apples over the apples that are probably covered in pesticides and grown from genetically modified seeds. Like, I don't always spend that much more, and there's ways around it. There's certain places will sell organic for a little cheaper, depending on where you live. You shop around a little bit, but it's worth it. And of course, grow your own as much as you can. Get the organic seeds. Go to town. Now the sun is setting here. I wanted to get a video in before the sun went down. Food is so incredibly important, and since I've begun eating more plants, oh my God, I'm happy to report that the consciousness factor, it has expanded, and over the course of 3 years I'm able to understand certain topics and subjects, especially with ascension, that I don't think I could have understood prior to changing the way that I eat and decalcifying my pineal gland. You're going to do that by eating these kinds of foods and getting rid of the GMOs. You're fogging your pineal, however you want to say, your third eye. You're clouding it when you smoke cigarettes, when you smoke too much weed, when you eat GMO foods, when you do drugs. It's not good for you. So you want to basically treat yourself as best as you can. That's the thing with ascension and 5D and the soul expansion type deal that we're going through right now on this planet. It's a great awakening, and eating healthy is a huge important part of it. And I also want to tell you that if you're new to this, if you're new to you don't really eat healthy, you're still addicted to these foods that I've just been complaining about, please remember that they're made to be addictive. So please don't beat yourself up if it takes you a while to get off of them. You know what I mean? Like, if it takes you a while to stop eating those nachos or that cheeseburger or those french fries, like, life is precious and short. And you shouldn't be suffering, feeling like you're lacking something, because that's not good energy. If you really want to eat the fry, eat the fry. You're not a bad person. But overall, you want to keep your vibration high and raise it. So the best thing you can do is, even if you're eating those french fries, incorporate some beautiful healthy food, some fresh organic grapes, strawberries, blueberries, spinach salad, a smoothie. Incorporate these kinds of foods. and you'll keep your vibe high, your body healthy, your immune system healthy. Lemons, lemon water, oh my goodness, alkaline that water, a little bit of Himalayan salt, limes, oh I love limes in my water. Okay, I could go on and on and on. The difference between GMOs and organic food, night and day, kind of like what's going on right now with my surroundings. Night and day, my friends. The sun is setting on these GMO foods. People are waking up to this. Thank goodness. They're waking up to the fact that we are what we eat. Eat living foods. You are alive, so you need something that's alive. You're 75%, you're made of water. Drink a lot of water. That's another huge thing. When you are raising your vibration, if you're a light worker, starseed, you want to drink a bunch of water. If you're a human being, you want to drink a bunch of water. I'm a human being, and I love water. I didn't used to always drink a lot of water. I drank a lot of soda, and guess what? I was sick a lot. I didn't feel well. And I thought that that was normal, and it's not. It's not normal to feel sick all the time. You're supposed to feel good. And there are foods on this planet that are grown via plants, trees, bushes, that are meant for us to consume. Not little snacks and little bags with cartoon characters on it. As fun as that might be. I mean, shoot, you could always just like, you know, put a picture of your favorite cartoon next to a bushel of apples, if that will make you feel better about eating your apples. Anyway, I'm being ridiculous. I love you all. The sun is setting on this video. The sun is setting on this video, and I'm gonna try to keep my editing minimal, so we'll just keep that in there. Yeah. Sometimes you see me get tongue-tied. It's because I'm so excited. I'm so excited to talk about all of this. I'll be back more with the topic of high vibrational foods, plant-based foods, living foods, eat to live, not to die. Yes. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel, Transpirit Indigo. And also, if you haven't yet, please like this video and comment below. Let me know what you think about all this. How do you eat? Do you have a favorite vegetable or fruit? Is there a go-to smoothie that you like to do? I'd love to hear from you. Let's hear about it. See you next time. Much love and light, everyone.